The Chicago Bulls situation is terrible. Ownership is content with putting out a mediocre team year over year, dodging the tax, just enjoying that they play in the fourth biggest media market, and some baseball player gave their franchise eternal prestige. So their attendance is fantastic, regardless of their lack of ambition. They give their fans just enough to cope with, and the result is they've won 3 playoff games in the weak East in the last 10 seasons. Their last season with more than 50 wins was the Derrick Rose MVP year, which is the only season since the aforementioned golfer was involved 27 seasons ago. Thankfully, this is 2K, and none of that matters. Teams are more or less equal in terms of what holds them back, and so we can rebuild the Chicago Bulls as they should be, and give the fans who support the team something worth supporting. My name is Noam Clampsky. After an unsuccessful pro career, I traded my dreams for inseams, the fine shit for a tailored fit, my Nike Pros to brown nose. I'm not 6'7", but I can... You know what? I don't remember where I was going with this. But I have been hired to fix the Chicago Bulls, ending their era of painful mediocrity and restoring the franchise to its former glory. So we're going to go in and create a league here. Okay, I gotta turn that down. That was crazy how loud that was. So we're gonna do the initial setup. We will import a roster. Shouldn't need that. We'll do the settings. So I'm gonna go for the official roster. Actually, I'm gonna go for Dest because he's actually updating it, and hopefully some of these contracts that just got signed will be in. Team chemistry is off until they figure out a way to make it work properly. We will be playing as the Chicago Bulls. We're gonna load in a class 2026 draft. I have high hopes for you. Okay, let's take a quick peek in prospect scouting and see. Okay, we got Cam Boozer, AJ DiPonsa, and Darren Peterson. Okay, it's all looking good. Aimant is low. I'm not sure why he's ranked so low. Darren Peterson's kind of low too. Peterson is usually who I'm seeing in the lead for the first pick right now. And they've got Cam Boozer as the clear-cut #1, which he's usually the 3rd rank. All that stuff is changing in their draft year. We'll see how this lines up at the end of the year. But man, if you're the Chicago Bulls, these are one of the guys that you want. These are franchise-changing talents from what they're looking like. They have immense hype on them. I consider all 3 of these guys more or less equal with Cooper Flagg's height from this year, which is insane for one class to have that many. Not quite Wemby level, but that next rung down and incredibly high. So I tweaked the difficulty settings as well, just to make it a little bit more challenging. Certain things in MyNBA are always pretty weird, like the CPU resigning aggressiveness. Crank that up because free agency is always massively loaded compared to real life. We all know how much morale and chemistry matters. The injury frequency, you know, it's very much a thing in modern NBA. That one should be 78 as well. But yeah, injuries always an issue now. Very, very few top-level guys play 70 games anymore. It's a very low bar to clear. So yeah, that should all make things a little bit more close to real life. Simulation settings have also been changed here. Simulation is the bread and butter. I will not play any games during this, so this is all going to be done through simulation as a real GM would. He doesn't get up there and suit up. So most of this is standard or near standard. Again, it was just based on recommendations to me. It all looks pretty reasonable to me. I think the biggest changes are going to be these shot percentages. So teams in the game tend to shoot a lot higher percentages than teams in real life do. So all of these have been knocked way down. We'll see how it plays out. Maybe this is something I have to adjust, but this is the idea behind these simulation settings. And then the distribution is basically the same as the default settings. The final tweaks I've made to the default settings is in progression. You can see these sliders have been taken down slightly and that one's taken up slightly. Very close to standard though. These have been affected quite a bit because I want in-season training to matter as much as it can. A lot of the times you can completely ignore it, so I want to make sure I'm spending the time in the game and that the work ethic badge, if my players have it, matters. As well, attribute progression. This is the decline phase. Made some slight tweaks here. And then in the growth phase, made some slight tweaks here. All these set sliders are at 75, but that's how they come stock. It just looks a little weird. Also, contracts. The absolute bane of MyNBA every year is the contracts. So I have found a forum online that gave some suggestions, and it looks good from my limited testing. So this is what I'm going to roll with. salary cap inflation rate at 100. I would go higher than 100 if it would let me. You know, every 10 years, the salary cap numbers are insane, and this game never reflects that. I've done saves way out in the future, and you're playing with almost the same money. It's just silly. It's just silly. So that's that. And then we've got down here, these settings have been adjusted. I'm a little bit worried because they still have player potential on 50, and I usually like to bring player potential all the way down because some young players are a little bit silly in their expectations. What does it say Matas is? So they say Matas expects 15 million. I think that's completely reasonable. If anything, it's maybe a bit low. What is Josh Giddey expecting? 20. I think that's even a bit low too. But this should all work fine. The aggressiveness in re-signing is also up. So that should help as well with not having a ton of free agents around. And hopefully with their expectations down a little bit and the salary cap inflating properly, we can have a sensible free agent pool at least. It'll never be like it is in real life, but this is as close as we're going to get it. Before we can plan out how to fix the Bulls, we have to understand what there is to fix. So we're going to take a quick peek at our contract situation. I don't know exactly how updated this roster that I have is. So we can look at contract extensions, and these are our guys that are going to be eligible, but they haven't made a decision yet. Vucevic isn't expiring. We'd love to move him. Iota Sumnu fits the system really well, but I'm not too worried about that. He is a young player that I would like to keep. I'm surprised he's already 25. I thought he was 23. I had 23 in my mind. But yeah, Iota Sumnu is one that I would like to keep. Kobe White, if the price is right, I would like to keep. It has Josh Giddey's extension, so that's good. It's at least decently upgraded or updated. Our salary cap breakdown looks like this. We got 175 mil on the books, 19 million over the salary cap, but still room before the luxury tax. I'm not actually sure if this includes aprons. I'm assuming not because it's 2K. But these are our cap hits. So Josh Giddey's our top hit. We only have him for 2 years. I actually really like Josh Giddey as a player in real life. I'm way higher on him than most people are. But he's a guy that I'll move if it makes sense to try and get one of those top 3 picks, because I'm going to build my team around a star, and that's the easiest way to do it. We do have a giant market, so we can potentially attract a star in free agency. I think that's reasonable. Next up, we got to look at the future draft picks. This screen confused me a little bit because it was my understanding that Chicago owns their own pick as well as a lottery protected first from Portland. This save makes it look like it's a swap. So I'm not sure. Maybe I misunderstood that trade. I believe that's from the Lauri Markkanen trade. What was it? 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when he was originally sent to Cleveland before he ever went to Utah. I thought Chicago got a pick out of that, and maybe it was a swap. Either way, it's lottery protected. And if you look over here at the Trailblazers, they own our first round pick, and it's lottery protected as well. So if we're outside of the lottery, we're going to keep our pick. That is all fine and good as far as I understand it. If not, you're going to hear me rage a little bit, but that's what it looks like in the originally owned picks. Originally owned Trailblazers, owner shy, lottery protected. So, I mean, the Trailblazers do have a chance at the playoffs. If anyone saw it last year, in real life anyways, they were really, really good to end the year. They were undefeated for 14 games or something like that. They had a really strong post-All-Star break. Will that translate to the game? I have sincere doubts, but you never know. So if I'm right, we will get our pick because we'll be outside of the lottery, and we should have a chance at getting their pick, but who knows? However that plays out, I won't know until the end. I'm a little confused by it because it's not the way I understood. But as far as picks, we really don't have a lot to speak for here. You can see we've got protection backup from what seems like it's that last trade, because I don't think the Bulls have touched this pick yet. But we don't have any extra picks is what I'm trying to get at. They have not gotten much in the way of draft picks. Everyone got mad at them for the Caruso trade not getting a draft pick. I will be trying to get a draft pick and get a lottery ticket for the DiBasanta Peterson draft. I don't know if they're going to play as well in 2K as I think they will in real life, but I would still like a superstar to build my team around, and I think this next draft is the easiest way to get that. So that'll be a big goal for us.
What is your goal with the Chicago Bulls?
I want to see the Bulls back on top. I want that iconic logo to intimidate people again.
What do you see as your biggest obstacle?
Look, the team's going to need some major changes. I'm going to look aggressively for deals, at least initially, to give us a clear vision of what our future is going to look like. I think OKC has just shown everyone how it's done. Yeah, they're champions of the league, and they still have an absolute fortune in draft picks and no bad contracts that would force their hand.
Will you be able to command respect from the players after your total meltdown against you?
Next question.
It's been now more than 10 years since the team last won a playoff game here in Chicago. When can Bulls fans expect to be back winning playoff games?
Look, this league is made for opportunists. I can't predict when those opportunities are going to arise. What I can do is put myself in the best position to ensure that I can capitalize on them when they're available. I have no appetite, though, for mediocrity. If it's longer than 3 years, I will step down. I believe in myself, and I believe in this franchise. So I will be using the trade finder. My rule for myself, though, is I'm not going to take any of the crazy trades that 2K will sometimes offer you that teams in real life are just not going to do. See if I can get an example here. I will try and trade Josh Giddey, and I don't think the Warriors are going to trade him for Green and a first. People are going to argue with that, but I really don't think they would do that. There's got to be a better example, though. The Blazers turned to Monte Kamara. It's hard for me to see. Hardenstein, that is what it is. Sent Josh Giddey back to the Thunder. This is a great one. So De'Aaron Fox, there's less than zero chance that they would trade him for Josh Giddey. Less than zero. It just wouldn't happen. Crazy trades happen in the NBA all the time, so I'm going to give some leeway, but a trade like this is just not believable. There's a little tutorial there. They have his contract is what I'm looking for. They do. So that fat Fox contract is ugly. And that might be part of the reason they're doing it, because 2K agrees with me and that contract is horrid, absolutely abysmal. 60 million. It's just tough. I know the cap's going up. It's just tough. But yeah, trades like this, I just won't do. I will give some leeway because crazy trades do happen, but a trade like this would send the mode on easy real quick. Real quick. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure they would love to do this, but I don't think he's going to have this injury. Is he injured? Can you... No. Okay. So they don't have the injury yet, but in real life, I'm sure they would do this trade now. So our first trade candidate, of course, Big Vooch, 34 years old. He has no extension yet. It's just this last year on his deal, 21 million. And then the team can figure out what they want to do. I would love to get something. There's no chance I'm getting a lottery pick for this. I won't even accept it if I get offered one. But we can get something that'll help us out a little bit more than what we have. Okay, so this is the trade I'm going to go with. It's Terry Rozier. 1 year left on his contract, not a big deal. Plus the unprotected future first. It's going to be a while till I reap the benefits from that unless I trade it, but it is just nice to get more picks in the purse, so we will confirm that. Next up is Kobe White. I actually do like Kobe, and I wouldn't mind keeping him. I think he's going to be a reasonable re-sign, but this offer from Golden State gives me Moses Moody, who I don't mind as a prospect, and a first-round pick. I think it makes sense for Golden State. This would be a decent-sized boost to their team. Not that they need all that much more scoring that Kobe White's going to give you, but I think it's reasonable. So I'm going to take this one. Next up on the block, and maybe the last player that I'm going to trade, is Patrick Williams. He's got this insane 4 more years at $18 million that they gave him on the old philosophy of just pay the young players and see if it works out. That seems to be stopping with all these RFAs. So the offers for Patrick Williams are pretty short, which is what I like to see. It's realistic. There's 9 offers. The only one I think makes sense for the team is Malik Monk. Sacramento actually is trying to get rid of this guy in real life. Not that they want Patrick Williams back for him, but they, for whatever reason, want to get rid of Malik Monk. So I'm not against this trade as far as realism goes. From our perspective, Malik Monk is a short-term kind of idea. Hopefully we can trade him at the deadline for something impactful. Maybe a team will be a little bit more desperate. Maybe there'll be a better trade market for him. But I will take this because, well, he's not Patrick Williams. That's a step up at least. So where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us with an incredible surplus of point guards. So I'm actually just going to release Terry Rozier to free agency. His contract will only be on the books for this year. It's going to be a dead year for him regardless. So I am just going to release him. And that'll free up a spot. We can go dip into the free agency and see what we have there. So this roster pack actually seems to have gotten rid of those fake 2K players, the free agents that are lower rated, but I guess they're developers or something, but they always are really good. So we don't have to worry about any of them. I was going to set it as a rule for myself that I can't sign them right away, but it looks like they're not in the pack. I assume that they haven't been signed by a team already because that's not usually how this plays out. In real life, Malik Beasley was having trouble after his legal issues with the gambling. And ironically, we did just cut Terry Rozier. So, I mean, what a better way to fill our roster spot from Terry Rozier than with Malik Beasley. So we will negotiate a contract for him. He's willing to take the minimum. I actually wish it would better reflect, because I don't think he's willing to take the minimum for this far out. In keeping with the realism, just because I know Malik Beasley's situation. When it gets deeper in the sim, I will take guys like this on a 4-year deal, but for this one right now, I will just take one, just to try and keep it realistic. Again, as the universe goes on, things are going to get crazier. I will take more advantage of stuff, but for right now, we'll only offer him a 1-year deal, and he has happily accepted. So that's, again, more value into the team that we can potentially trade later and get some picks out of. Okay, so next up on the list is, I'm going to adjust the staff a little bit. You can see the head scout here has 1-star analytics, which is very realistic for the Bulls. They've been a terrible, terrible drafting team. But we're gonna give him the boot, and I'm gonna try and get someone who's a little bit better. So these are the top prospects for the scouting position. We've got 5-star analytical guys here. I don't know head scouts well enough to know if these guys are 2K staffs, and it's not a huge deal if they are. So I do think I'm going to sign this Marty McCarty guy if he would like to. We'll see how much he will sign for. I'll offer you $310K, buddy. Marty McCarty has accepted. Now, while I was poking around, I did see another interesting part. So the assistant GM here is definitely fired. He's got very little going on for him other than some decent badges. But we got a guy in here named, where is he? Billy Ball. I mean, it's so perfect. So I am going to hire him entirely based on his name. And that is just have to be how that goes. So Billy Ball, welcome to the club. Welcome to the franchise. The team doctor is 3.5-star charisma, but only 2-star medicine. So he's got the risk. He's got decent badges too. I want to see what the candidates are. Only a 3-star medicine person. I'm just going to keep that team doctor, even though he's not great. We can look at that in the off season. He's only got 1 year left. Now, Billy Donovan, this is the part that really, it pushes the limits on what I'm allowing for myself, because if you view the candidates, Michael Stauffer, anyone who plays MyNBA and deals with staff has probably hired this guy. He's available at the start of every save for the last, I don't know, bunch of years. He works for 2K. I believe he's in charge of doing the rosters. So he, yeah, I mean, he gave himself all 5 stars. He's a humble guy. Legendary badges, or Hall of Fame badges, I should say. I don't know if I want to hire this guy instead of Billy Donovan. Obviously, he's better than Billy Donovan, but it does feel a little shitty. It just does. So I'm gonna do it. I will bend the rules for the head coach. So fire Billy Donovan, bring in Michael Stauffer. He needs an absolute ton of money. We've got the budget for it, but I'm just going to go ahead and trim this down. You take 8.25. He's politely declined. I'll keep negotiating. But 8.5. You'll take 8.5. Okay. So I think I'm going to unassign some bonus staffs from him, though, because we don't want to win this first year anyways. Not that I think this will make a huge load of difference, but I will assign a bonus staff to the scout until he's maxed out. And then, I don't know, CFO, team doctor, Can't assign one to him still. I'm just going to assign it to the CFO, see if he can save me some money. And that should be good. That's a decent little spread. So the head scout's got a lot of help. And the staff is looking fine. Staff is looking completely fine. Welcome to the squad, Mike. So this is what the cap looks like going forward. We are 26 million above the cap right now. I think pretty much entirely is the Terry Rozier contract that we cut. Next year, we freeze up to 65 million. And assuming we trade Monk, that'll be 85 million with the Collins and Herter deal expiring, or two big ones. I would still like to get Ayo Dosunmu something. I don't know what he's going to ask for, but I would give him about 10 a year if that's what he wants. And Jalen Smith, he is kind of an interesting backup. You know, I don't hate most of this team. Moses Moody, even, I don't mind keeping him around. We'll open up more cap if I think I need it. But, I mean, 65 million will get me a max contract, so we should be fine. We should be fine. If there's a free agent we can coax into coming to Chicago, then we'll try and do that. I don't know how we're going to get a lottery pick. I still haven't puzzled that out yet, because if we look, we still don't have all that much for equity. I can trade some of these picks and hope I'm better by 2030, but it is just dodgy. It is just dodgy. And the Warriors pick obviously isn't worth that much. Maybe if they start the year out poorly. All right, so for player mentorship, I've assigned Josh Giddey, Malik Monk. I don't think he's going to learn any of this shooting stuff. You can see the bars aren't very full, but, you know, it's something for Josh. He's 23, so how much development he gets from here is very limited. Matas, I've given Malik Beasley. Again, if he can learn to shoot, that would be fantastic. So he's training him for deadeye, slippery off ball, and set shot. Slippery off ball and set shot, he's actually really close to, and Malik is a good mentor for that. So one more benefit of picking up Beasley. And then we have Noah Essengay, and I've got Josh Giddey on him right now, and I don't know if that's the best partnership, but I actually really would like a power forward that can play make a little bit. So timer, break starter, and versatile visionary would be nice. I don't have much hope for Noah in either this or real life, but we'll see. Maybe he can surprise me. What do we know about Noah? What does it say that his grades are? It's giving him a C potential. So yeah, this is about as good as he's ever going to get according to the game, which is harsh. It's very harsh for an 18-year-old kid. I'm not sure I disagree that much though. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe he surprises me and progresses. Maybe he gets some badges flowing. I don't know. I haven't played too much with player progression in this yet. I haven't tested a lot of stuff out. Something I want to do more in the future. But yeah, I think we are ready to go. So I've simulated a couple of games. I'm going to simulate out the month. All right. So a little bit more than a month gone. We simulated the rest of October, all of November, and a couple of games into December here. We are 27th in power ranking, 14th in the conference, 6-16 record. Fans are very disinterested. They hate this team, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, this team is going to be bad. This is a little bit like process Sixers. I don't have a lot to work with here, so let me purge everything. The games are going to suck. I'm sorry. Better times are ahead of us. Hopefully as soon as next year. If we could get a high draft pick, if we could land one of those top 3 picks and sign a premier free agent, we are automatically in the money. The Chicago Bulls rebuild is like fully on the way. We could be like a title contender very soon. How realistic that is, I don't know, but we're going to keep simming. I'm going to go probably to the deadline. All right, we have arrived at the trade deadline. We have a record of 18-33. 13th in the conference is higher than I want it to be, but let's quickly check out some stuff. So the award race is Victor Wembanyama, MVP, frontrunner right now. There's no way Julius Randle is 3rd. Okay, maybe those sliders I got weren't great. Maybe they weren't great. I don't know about Julius Randle being 3rd. Wemby being 1st wouldn't surprise me too much, but Julius Randle, that's tough. We don't have a rookie to be in the Rookie of the Year race. 6-man, Hartenstein. Surprised he's not starting. Defensive Player of the Year goes without say. Most improved player, Musa Diabate. Interesting. I guess it's because he's Charlotte's kind of de facto starter after the Mark Williams trade. That's a good list of players. Jay Huff being in first, by the way, very sick and could happen. He is a way better player than I ever gave him credit for. Clutch player, Stephen Curry, feels about right. Yeah. And then for the standings, so the winning percentages, we are fourth lowest, right with the Jazz, the Nets, and the Wizards. Pretty much what you would expect. New Orleans is in the hunt too. It's looking good. If we're fourth, the odds of us getting a top 3 pick are still decent. And being that this is 2K, I have no control over the other teams. And there's a real decent chance that when we get to the draft, Boozer, DiBasanta, or Peterson will slip. And in fact, they expect Peterson to slip. I don't know again. Maybe the person that made this roster doesn't respect these guys like I do, but I think there's a real good chance we end up with one of these guys, and I'm excited. If we pick fourth, I wouldn't mind Nate Amon. He's supposed to go fourth in real life. It's a bit more of a contentious spot, but I've seen a lot of him at fourth. All right, so the offers have come in for Malik Beasley at the deadline, and there's a couple of good ones. I actually think my favorite is this. So it's a first-round pick from the Rockets, who are contenders, and it makes a lot of sense that they would want Malik Beasley. I don't know if they would give up on Holiday because he's a pretty important locker room piece. I'm sure they would pick some other piece of filler, but that's not a big deal. As far as the realism goes, I'm happy with this. This is a tasty pick, though. It's the best of either the Mavericks or the Suns. The Suns could be a disaster. The Mavericks, less likely to be a disaster, but in 3 years, Anthony Davis and Kyrie are very old. Who knows with Cooper Flag, and who knows with Nico at the wheel, you know? So I'm actually going to take this. This is a bit of future speculation. It doesn't help me get the star now, but it does help me in the long run. And I'm pretty good with that, especially for a rental. That feels like a good trade. So we're going to take that. I'm going to go back into the trade finder, and I'm going to try and see if I can find a trade for Kevin Huerter, Zach Collins, just because these guys are expiring anyways. And I was going to with Malik Monk, but you can see he actually broke his left ankle, and in 2K you may not trade players who are injured. So that's a bit shit. All right, the trade market was predictably dry. I got no good offers for the rest of my guys, so those contracts will just expire. It's no big deal. Now, we're a little ahead of the contract extension deadline, but I'm going to do it all at the same time. I can see all of these guys now want to re-sign. So Javon Carter, I probably won't take him back. For a minimum, it's not anything special, but as far as veteran locker room presences, he's a good one to have, but I'm going to try and find a different one in the offseason. Julian Phillips, 22 years old, no development. I'm just not interested in him. Kevin Huerter is a little bit more interesting, and he only wants a minimum. I am actually going to extend him. I will give him 4 years. Oh, he's declined. What about 3 years at the minimum? Okay, so Kevin took that. That's a good deal. It was not worth the $18 million. The shooter value has kind of tanked in recent years, but I mean, minimum contract, I'm good with that. Ayo Dosunmu, this is the one that I'm most looking forward to. Save the best for last. I really hope he's going to have a reasonable ask, and he only wants the minimum. Oh, I mean 2K. That's just silly. I'm going to give him more than what he's asking for. I'm going to give him 7. I think this is still a little cheesy, but I can only hold the game's hand so much. I will just start taking more and more advantage of stuff like this. But 7 million for 4 years, totally happy. Ayo Dosunmu, welcome to the squad. Of course you're going to accept. That's triple what you asked for. And it's still cheaper than what he was getting before. All right, back to the simulation. I will see everyone probably close to the playoffs. All right, so at the year end, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wins MVP. I'm noticing just now the points per game. I mean, it's not that much higher than some guys have put up in recent years, but 38 is ridiculously high. So maybe these sliders weren't quite perfect, weren't quite what I was looking for. The rest all looks fine. 7 assists, 2.2 steals. That stuff is all fine. I mean, maybe the field goal is a touch high as well. Oh, and the 3-point percentage. Yeah. I don't know about that one. But yeah, Shai repeats as MVP. Not too surprised. Cooper Flag, Rookie of the Year. Not too surprised. Day'Ron Sharpe, 6th Man of the Year. Am very surprised. Almost 10 boards per game from him. It's pretty crazy. Defensive Player of the Year, Victor Wembanyama. The blocks are very low. I'm curious about that. Otherwise, it's pretty much exactly what I would expect. J-Huff does end up with the Most Improved Player. I mean, those are not great stats for Most Improved, other than the blocks, but overall pretty good. And Clutch Player of the Year is Jalen Brunson. Interesting. Dagnott won Coach of the Year. Did he win it last year? Does it say? No, it doesn't look like it has a Coach of the Year awards too. I don't believe he'd won before, so it would have had to have been last year. So that's pretty good. Back to back. NBA Cup MVP with Shai as well, and then Executive of the Year, Joseph Jackson. They don't know it yet. It's me, but they don't know it yet. And that's fine. Yeah, we'll advance from there. First team: Edwards, Jokic, Wembanyama, Doncic, Antetokounmpo. Pretty bog standard. Ja Morant is injured. Pretty bog standard. The legend Julius Randle made third team after being third in MVP voting when we last checked. That's very interesting. All defensive first team makes a lot of sense. It's 3 centers plus the guy that's basically a center plus Amen Thompson. Yeah, this all looks good. And then 5 centers just to really drive home the point. Not as sure about that, but I'm not gonna override anything. Why the fuck is Jokic here? I've just noticed that. Why the fuck is Jokic here? Is it just because of his steal numbers? I mean, that one I should override, but I'm gonna let it ride. Where's his stats? Career stats. They gave him a lot of blocks. I mean, it's not horribly far off what he's done in his career, but all defensive second team is obviously a joke. Yeah. We're gonna look the other way now. All rookie first team: Cooper Flag, Edgecombe, Dylan Harper, Yegor Yemen, who it took me forever to put it in my brain that that's how you're supposed to say it. Neither of his names begin with the Y, but they both sound like it. Yegor Yemen. I hope I've got that right. I'm pretty sure, because I got corrected on that a few times. I'm pretty sure it's Yegor Yemen. But he makes first team. Trey Johnson makes first team. Only one I'm really surprised there is Yegor. Con Knipple, I would have thought would have made the first team, but I guess the ISO sniper did not have a good enough season. How did he do? 8 points, 4 assists. I mean, that's a decent rookie year, especially shooting 43% from the 3-point line and 93% from the line. I mean, that's barbaric. What are those? What are his advanced? They only gave him a 9 per for that. And a 57% true shooting. I'm really surprised. I guess he didn't shoot enough threes to make a big enough difference. Only made 1 per game, shot 2 per game. Yeah, okay. I have higher expectations for Con than this in real life, but it is what it is. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, Ace Bailey, 14 points per game in Utah. That would be a pretty good result for him. Yeah, okay. I think that's all that we have to check out. Here is the playoff tree. The play-in looks pretty right. Both of the LA teams, San Antonio and Memphis. I hope San Antonio does better than this in real life, but for the East side, Orlando was the top seed. Not ridiculous. I really like their roster this year. And then the play-ins, Boston and Miami feels right. Indiana and Milwaukee feels right. I'm not sure Milwaukee makes it. Maybe I'll eat those words just because Giannis is so good, but I hate what Milwaukee did this offseason. Absolutely hate it. Yeah, nothing overly shocking. Detroit second seed is aggressive. Philly third seed. How many games did Embiid play? I want to see it now. How many games did Joel Embiid play? It's over here. This is the most realistic part of it, right? They said he played 71 games. Yeah, okay, buddy. Yeah, okay. This current Embiid is going to be the one that sets his career high in games played. Okay, buddy. Okay. I mean, that part looks right. But yeah, he still played 71 games. Genuine miracle. But if Embiid plays 71 games, then Philly third seed makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah. Other than this, I'm not shocked. I believe for Dallas, Kyrie's not actually injured in the game. I don't think this roster had any. Yeah. So Kyrie played this year, even though he's not going to in real life. Skews things a little bit, but what can you do? This 2K Sim is never perfect. But we've got all of that. Yeah, fourth seed makes a lot of sense for them. Okay. I'm going to check the standings real quick, see how I'm looking. Oh, it's brutal. One more win than the Jazz, two more wins than the Kings. I mean, that's bad seeding for us. Now the chance to climb into the top three is diminished. The chance to fall is higher. It's not looking good. We won just 3 too many games. But what can you do? This is a very fitting bottom 5, bottom 6. Why are the Cavs that bad? Mitchell played and they're that bad? What happened? How many games? 64. How many games did Mobley play? 65. Okay, so they had some injury problems. Garland played 68. I mean, boys, 51. Okay, so they really didn't get a lot of games in. But I mean, that's a horrible result, especially with Nickeil Alexander-Walker on the roster now. Yeah, rough year in Cleveland for sure. DeAndre Hunter stayed healthy at least. Yeah, that is incredibly tough. 34 and 48 with their roster is absolutely brutal. Anything else? Yeah, no, nothing else too surprising there. Okay, I will see you all at the end of the playoffs. I'll show you how things went. OKC has won the championship. They beat the Magic, I believe, in 5. Shea wins Finals MVP again. They repeat, which has been a long streak now without a repeat champion in the NBA, so that's finally broken. Orlando didn't lose a game in the first 2 series. Wow. Another 7 games from OKC in Minnesota. That would have been a tight series. They played 7 against the Lakers too. Dang. That would have been hype. Lakers beat Houston. Embarrassing. Very possible, but embarrassing. Philly had an okay run. About what you'd expect. Embiid couldn't get out of the second round. And then, yeah. I mean, a lot of this makes sense to me. Okay. So now we're going to head into the off season and see how the future of our franchise is going to shape. This is a big time. This is the most important time of the year for us. That whole season thing, who cares about it? Start of the off season. Let's go. What does any of this mean? The governor has allocated 29 points for this year. I'm at -1 out of 29. Sounds great, buddy. Do I have to lower one of these? Is that what it's going to ask me to do? Yeah, please reduce. Okay. Well, I guess I don't care about luxury box. And we can stick that into arena renovations. There we go. Frick your luxury boxes. Player retirements. LeBron makes sense. Chris Paul makes sense. So Hall of Famers, LeBron, Chris Paul, easy. Russ, easy. And then it'll be interesting to see if the game gives it to any of the other guys. Staff retirements. Luke Walton already. Wow. Things did not go well after the Lakers job, I guess. Hall of Fame inductees. No, it's just those three. I mean, you can make cases for some of the other guys, but the game doesn't ever make cases. It just seems to only take the obvious ones. Jersey retirements. LeBron gets 3. Lowry gets it with the Raptors, of course. Chris Paul with the Clippers, of course. Derrick Rose with the Bulls. Let's go. D Rose. And then Russ with the Thunder. Yeah. I was wondering if the Raptors would do it for DeMar, but it doesn't look like it. League meetings. All of these are rejected. And I'm glad about that. I think all of this makes sense. So we're just going to accept. I'm not going to override anything. Draft lottery. Here we go. So we have the 5th best odds, 10.5% chance. This is going to be huge for us. The Spurs pick goes to the Spurs. Suns pick goes to the Nuggets. Okay. So the Suns have moved into the top 4. That's horrible for us. Horrible. The Hornets, they keep theirs. They just explained there that Phoenix had swap rights, so the Hornets are keeping that because obviously Phoenix is higher. Pelicans, 11. Celtics keep their pick. That's good. We're coming up on our pick quickly. The Heat keep their pick. Never drafted number 1. Interesting. The Wolves. We need these teams to stay behind. I'm very pessimistic that we're going to keep our pick. We should be slot 6. Yeah, 7. So we got hoed, basically. Pick 7 is tough. We're going to see who's still there for us. I think Ament will still be there for us. There's an outside chance of Peterson. And there is a chance I can trade up a couple of slots. Jazz get 4 or get 6, sorry. The Kings move up. So the Wizards are 5th. The Rockets goes to the Hornets. So the Rockets move up, I guess. Rockets goes to the Suns. Okay, I think they were spot 14. No, they were spot 13. So that's a big jump for them. 2nd pick goes to the Kings. So the Rockets draft first. That's absolutely revolting. Oh no. So that Brooklyn Nets pick goes to the Houston Rockets, who were just 2nd seed in the West 2 years in a row. I mean, So we get pick 22 and 23 as well. So we have some stock to work with here. How high that's going to get me, I don't know. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out because I'm going to be asking. I'm going to be bothering teams. Staff signing. Team doctor. We got a 4-star medicine guy here. Randy Martin. Are those all good badges? They must be. I will offer him. I'll offer him 300. You know what? Let's just get him in the fold here. I'm going to wait and see if he's made his decision before I offer anyone else, because I just want to keep that simple. And there he is. He signs. Okay, now we can skip that. Go to the draft combine. Have a look at some of the sprints and stuff like that. I don't see any of the top names here other than Nate. With a good vert too. Where is he expected to go? 43. So a hyper athletic second round guy. 6'9". He's 23 years old though. That's kind of harsh. Any 18-year-old, 19-year-old guys? Just these two. Nate's vert is good. One of the best in the class. Lane sprints, I don't usually look at. But again, Nate is very good there. He's got a decent bench as well. One of the highest non-center ones. Koa Pete. 40-inch vert, 17 bench. Impressive. And then moving NBA three-pointer. Brown Jr. 2K is ranking him very highly, and he is killing the three-point shooting. Probably the best shooter in the class based off this combine data. The ceiling is a Hall of Famer. Knack for steals. Makes poor decisions. Usually you want your top prospects to have no weaknesses. 47% from deep, along with 10 assists in college, is crazy playing for Louisville. Don't have a lot of other data on him. So we measured out bigger than his previously. Okay. He's 6'3". We don't have a set point guard for the future, so I have no problems. I mean, if we could move up and maybe take him. With his ability to play make is really nice. 10 assists in college. Ceiling Hall of Fame. I mean, yeah. A knack for steals as well. This guy could be a really, really good player for us. This guy was really good at the standing ones. He's getting compared to Ray Allen. Could develop into an all-star. Hasn't shown any signs of getting good steals. 23 points per game. Field goals. I mean, the 3-point's not as good, but this guy says he might be the best of any 3-point shooting. I don't listen too much to social media, but it's interesting to see. He's ranked very low. So if we keep our picks, this is someone that we could look at with our second pick. Just as an interesting potential kind of guy. So I'm going to advance past this. NBA draft time. Trade finder on my pick. Okay, time to fish for trades. Will the Rockets give me the first overall pick for the 7th pick and 2 late firsts? Damn. I mean, obviously. Can I get the 3rd pick from the Suns for the 7th and 2 futures? All right, pick 4. I'm actually not as keen on these picks, so I'm taking away one of the deeper picks, and I want to use it for myself. Can I get the 4th pick for 7 and a deeper pick? No. How about the 5th pick? Can I get the 5th pick? No. Will you let me move up 1 spot for this deeper first round pick? The Utah Jazz have agreed. I'm good with that because if you look at prospect scouting, the projected 6th pick is Darren Peterson. If Darren Peterson falls to me, I beg he is as good in this data pack as he is in real life. I mean, it would be amazing. There's some other prizes in here too, but yeah, it's now just a game of seeing how far people fall. Maybe I try again for the 5th pick. All right, I've caved to my temptations, and I'm offering pick 6 and a deeper first in this draft for pick 5. Will they do it? No. They have a counter offer. Dennis Schroeder for a future for the 5th pick. I tell you what, I will do this if when it gets to your pick, there's still something good. But I'm leaving this one on the table for now. Pick 1. Mikal Brown Jr. No, Houston. They go for the best shooter of the draft. I mean, that just made things a lot more interesting. Okay, well, that has changed the formula. I've got to check. Can we work something out, Sacramento? All right. My pick, the 6th pick, a first, I think is 23rd this year from Golden State, and an unprotected Chicago pick. You know Chicago is stupid. This is going to be a good pick. So please, Sacramento, give me the 2nd pick. No. Okay. What if I add in Miami's unprotected 23rd? I mean, that's just... Oh. So they're taking 2 picks from teams that aren't good right now and betting on them continuing to not be good. I mean, it's a little greasy. I don't think there's any way Sacramento's taking that trade in real life. But I said that the deeper this thing got, the less I would care. I mean, I genuinely can't believe they took that trade. The computer very rarely takes trades for high picks that are like that. It usually takes every draft pick that you have, and I was going to balk before that. All right, the Bulls are on the clock at 2. I mean, we rinsed the team for that, for draft assets, but yeah, choose prospect. Which of the prospects do we choose is the interesting question. So Peterson, he's an all-NBA ceiling, no weaknesses, gets to the rim with ease. I mean, this guy is absolutely immense. In real life, he's given like Kobe comparisons. A lot of guys get Kobe comparisons. I'm waiting to see what he does in college, but Peterson honestly deserves them. Cam Boozer is like a super winner, son of Carlos Boozer. I believe his brother's in this class too. I don't know. Maybe he's not, because he should be ranked higher than that. Oh, it's not sorted. What if I just go by name? Okay. For whatever reason, his brother's not in this. But Cam Boozer was probably a couple of years ago the number 1 ranked for this. His stock has fallen a tiny bit, but still an amazing prospect. I mean, he's like Julius Randle, but the ideal version of Julius Randle. He also has all NBA comparisons, tough plays on defense, big size, no significant weaknesses. 22 and 16 in college with 4 blocks. I mean, it's hard to go against that. He has 2 badges. Diva Santa has 5. That's probably where I should be going. What was this sorted off of? This. Huh? Oh. Okay, so Boozer has 10 badges. We don't know about Peterson. That's kind of a failure of our scout. And then 5 for DiBasanta. So Boozer actually looks... I see why... I mean, he's the youngest of the 3. I see why he's getting ranked 1. It's very hard to go against DiBasanta, though. I mean, this guy's kind of the ultimate. People thought forever until Peterson's emergence that this guy would be the number 1. I mean, what are we talking about here? Getting compared to LeBron? I don't know if that's the comparison that I would make, but I mean, if that's the caliber of player they're looking at him being, I mean, the floor is a starter. Floor is a starter. Floor is a starter. You can't go wrong. All right. So I think in real life, the first pick right now for me is Darren Peterson. Of course, the college season's going to change that probably. But right now, I would go with Peterson. But for the Bulls, I think your perfect modern player is AJ DiBanza. I'm going to go with him. What pushed me over the edge for 2K is attributes? No, stats. Look at the rebounds and the blocks. It's genuinely outrageous. Outrageous. I didn't even see that Elijah Arenas, Gilbert's kid, had 2.1 blocks. That's pretty crazy. But I mean, come on, man. How do you go against DiBanza here? Defensive stalwart, gives you rebounds, gives you assists that are decent for his position, can score. He is my choice, and I will be drafting for the Chicago Bulls, AJ DiBanza. Suns on the clock at 3. They take Peterson. Completely reasonable. I'm sure they were ecstatic to get a guy like Darren Peterson out of this draft. Hornets at 4 take Boozer. I think if there's a guy that can lift the Hornets out of the mud, it's Boozer. But he's going to join a slew of forwards in Charlotte that... I mean, I'm kind of interested to see how they do in real life with this. They got Con Knipple, Pigeon Salon. Obviously, not too sure how he's going to pan out. Didn't really like the pick. But they've also got Miles Bridges. And then, I mean, maybe the best player on the team, Brandon Miller. It's an interesting group, and Cameron is right in the thick of it. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm sure in real life, this would be a tremendous result for Charlotte. Utah Jazz next, and they have a trade to announce. 7th pick and a future first for Garland. Darius Garland goes to the Utah Jazz. These teams love trading with each other. I guess the Cavs were real upset with how that last season went. So the Cleveland Cavaliers are on the clock. They take Kareem Lopez from Mexico. Kareem Lopez looks like a beast. All right, this is how the rest of the lottery shook out after Boozer went. We got Dylan Person. We got Chris Sanak. Kareem Lopez, Jaden Quaintance, Koa Pete, Rob Towns. Nate Amon goes 11. Very good value there. Isaiah Evans. And then Caleb Wilson and Killen Griffith. I'm not familiar with Griffith or Wilson. But I mean, 2K drafts get a little bit muddy the deeper you go. I'm a little surprised Elijah Arenas went 22nd. I mean, he did have that traumatic injury, but I don't think the game knows that, does it? It's not going to show me his body. Oh, it does. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little surprised. The shooter that we were looking at, he ends up going 21st. Reasonable. Yeah, okay. Interesting draft. I genuinely can't believe that trade worked out. Still feels a little greasy to me. Rookie signing. You know what? I do think I'm going to offer DiBanza a contract. I think he deserves it. You know? Okay, so team options. Julian Phillips, we don't want. Matas Vazelis, we of course do. That all makes sense to me. James Harden declines his option. Trae Young declines his. Levine takes his, of course. Hardenstein's got declined. So there are a couple of good free agents. I mean, if we could get Trae Young, Qualifying offers. I don't know if I want to extend one to Dalen Terry. I'm not Dalen Terry's biggest fan. And 1 year, $7.5 million. I'm going to take that off. Moratorium. Here we go. 3 offers. We want to get a high-level star. Kevin Durant and James Harden are old as a dog's balls. But I mean, Dyson Daniels would be a great one, but he's an RFA. I'm going to offer... I don't have enough cap. Eh? How do you figure I don't have enough cap? Is it because I took the pick so high? Okay, so we want to renounce some of the rights we have here just to free up some cap. We don't need Zach Collins' bird rights. We don't need Dalen Terry or Jalen Carter. All of these can go. And now we should have cap room. We have 35 million? That's less than I was expecting. So that freed up about 35 million. Trey wants 39. Which is cheap for Trey. But I'm going to try and see if I can do a little cap freeing up here. So Malik Monk, we couldn't trade at the deadline. Didn't opt to trade him at the draft. Can we dump some of that salary here? Just to free up a space for Trey Young. KCP, obviously not going to do it. 2 picks from the Hawks is fat. PJ Washington, Dalton Connect. Dalton Connect's not the worst. So the Pistons are willing to give us a first for Malik Monk, and I think that feels fair. The Pistons just had a great year. Obviously, they want to bump that up a little bit. So we're going to take this, and this will free us up to 48 million, which should be enough for Trey, but I'm still going to try and see if I can free up a little bit more. So that will ruin the mentorship program. Don't care. See if we can find one more trade. The Hawks will offer us 2 first-round picks for Moses Moody. That is exactly the kind of pick, or that is exactly the kind of trade I'm not going to do. Obviously, the Hawks shouldn't do that. I mean, the Kings are genuinely begging to be exploited here, giving me an unprotected future first for Moses Moody after having just given me one of the most amazing players in NBA draft history. Like, come on, dude. They want to be abused so badly. And you know what? That's not even that unrealistic for the Kings. Or this is the trade I'm going to settle on. I give a 2nd round pick along with Moses Moody for Dalton Connect. It feels like a little bit of a lateral move for the Lakers, but I mean, Moses Moody was a pretty regarded prospect, went higher in the draft than Dalton, I believe. So it doesn't feel too out of pocket, and it frees up some cap so that we can get our boy. We'll take that. Dalton Connect, welcome to the team. Trey Young, please sign with me. So he wants 44 million. I'm willing to give him 46. I'll give him 46. Feels right. How much can I give him? I can give him 55. Maybe I give him 48. You know what? 47. I'll settle on 47. 47 feels good. Offer that contract. Hopefully he takes it. 47 million. Trey Young. It's in your pockets. He expects 39. So you would think that's a pretty enticing offer. And I'm actually not going to sign anyone else until I know for sure that Trey Young is on my team. He has agreed. 4 years, $202 million. It's a pretty fair deal for Trey. It is about what experts are expecting him to get on his next deal. So I'm going to lock that in. I'm going to get past the moratorium, and he should be on the roster. So what did I say in the beginning? This offseason could be amazing for us. We could get one of the top prospects and an elite free agent. We've just gotten both of those things. People might disagree with me on Trey Young. Trey Young, I totally believe in the talent. And I believe in the talent in 2K as well. So DiBasante gives us pretty good defense. He doesn't have great ratings, but he played great defense in college. So I'm pretty optimistic about that. I'm excited for how this team is looking. We've got a point guard, a small forward of the future. Don't know what I'm going to do with Josh Giddey. I can make him the small forward or shooting guard. Give him like a secondary. I don't know. DiBasanto's already kind of a secondary ball handler. I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do with those guys. But next up on the list is finding a center for the future for this team. I mean, obviously, Jalen Smith is not going to cut it. Matas could be our power forward. DiBasanta could move towards our power forward. We got some flexibility there. We should still have some money. Who is affordable that we can take? We can sign Hardenstein. We can sign Beal or Hachimura. I don't really want to sign Cameron Thomas. Tobias Harris matches the system really well, but he's old. Very, very old. Mark Williams only wants $8 million. How is his body? Is he made of spaghetti? He is. He is made of spaghetti. Poor guy. Rob Williams. I mean, none of these guys are too enticing. System match. Jacopo Irving, I believe, is a fake player. I think he's one of the 2K staff guys. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure he's a 2K staffer. Chris Middleton, obviously, also has spaghetti syndrome with his knee. Not too keen on signing him. Not familiar with this guy either. Lou Dort. I'm surprised they would let him walk if that's all he's expecting. And then, yeah, I don't know. Christian Brown wants a lot of money and he's an RFA, but he would be good. He's got a red hip. Interesting. How many games did he play? He's never going to be as good in 2K as he is in real life. He set a low on games played. What do I want out of this position? I want some... I want some defense. I think the most sensible option is to take Hardenstein, pay him whatever I can. He can fit in as a starting center on this team really well. He's a very, very good player. Can do a bit of everything except shoot. I like it. I like it. I'm going to see if I can negotiate this with him. He lets me offer him 14. He's expecting 10. So if I can get him for 10, I think I'm good with that. I'll offer it as a flat deal as well. 10 mil a year. Very simple terms. Maybe 10 and a half. I'll do 10 and a half. Offer this contract to Hardenstein. There's no one else I'm all that keen on signing from the affordables that I can pay. I should have a quick look at my roster and what positions I'm needing. So we've got 3 point guards with Giddey. Do I turn Giddey into a shooting guard? Maybe I see what offers there are for Giddey. Before I figure that out, I'm just going to see... Okay, so we get Hardenstein. Hardenstein should be part of our roster now, right? Yes. Okay, we've locked in Hardenstein. Now let's see what trades we can get. So this is the trade I'm landing on. It's a bit of a stretch. I'll give you that. It is a bit of a stretch, and New York fans are going to hate me for this. I don't think it's that outrageous. I think New York is a team that could use a secondary ball handler where we could not. I'm going to try and play Mikal as a shooting guard. I think he's got a fine build for that. He's played shooting guard before. He's the kind of player that I need. He is a bit low key, a bit more defensive. I don't need him to rebound a ton. I don't need him to assist a ton. We've got players for that. He doesn't need to handle the ball a lot. He can just slot more toward back into his Phoenix role where he wasn't doing quite as much. If he can give us 15 to 17 points, that'd be great. And then for the Knicks, they get a secondary ball handler that OG can't really be for them. They get Dalton, who is a nice little shooting option. You know, maybe life after Thibodeau, they realize they need bench players. So Dalton can provide that for them, and he's got a really good value contract. And for the extension, they're going to have to figure it out. But maybe they're not happy with how much money Mikal Bridges makes. I'm going with this. He feels like a nice piece to complement Trey as a shooting guard. And then with AJ, I think we're covered on a lot of bases, and I like this trade. Okay, so after that, we have Trey as our starting point guard. Trey is our backup point guard. That's perfect. Shooting guard, Mikal Bridges, 84 overall, A+ perimeter defense. He probably plays every game. How many games did he play? I don't know if the mic's picking that up, but I got a little fire truck driving past the house. How many games did he play last year? 66. So the streak is over. Okay. 2K has no respect for his Iron Man streak, apparently. And then our backup shooting guard is Ayo Dosunmu. We still have a spot for a third. Small forward, AJ DiBasanta with Kevin Huerter as the backup. That feels like good depth as well. I like a bench of Trey Jones, Ayo Dosunmu, and Kevin Huerter. Isaac Okoro is there as well. It made me convert him to... I don't know. There's really not a lot of options there. Power forward, Matas starting. I mean, the backup power forward spot obviously needs to improve. Noah's not going to be that guy for me. And then Hardenstein starting with Jalen Smith as a backup. That feels perfectly fine. So aside from the power forward, this team is honestly really solid. DiBasanta's obviously not going to be ready this year, but I mean, this is a good group. This is a very good group. I need to get someone with a power forward spot. And I obviously need a mentor for DiBasanta as well. So I need to keep that in mind to look out for a guy with a lot of badges. So of the affordable power forwards, we can actually get Rui Hachimura, which would not be terrible. Or we can get Tobias Harris. And he's kind of interesting too, even though he's old. The only problem is his ratings are going to fall off a cliff. He will not go into the season as an 80. I'd be lucky if he's a 77. I'm going to try and get Rui. I don't like Rui as a player all that much, but I mean, if I can get Rui Hachimura for $7 million, I feel like you can do that. I feel like $7 million Rui Hachimura. We'll do it as a flat deal as well. You know what? I'll give him the back. I'll give him the back. Hopefully no pauses on that. But we're giving him a backloaded contract. That'll make him happier. We'll just see if we get him. Rui's decided to sign with the Pistons. Okay, that's bad for us. Tobias is also gone. So now we're looking at Lou Dort as our power forward, which is 6'4". It's not what you want for your power forward. How did he do last year? He had a really high true shooting. Really high true shooting. 2K continues to give guys outrageous field goal percentages. And I thought those sliders were going to help with this, but I guess they're not aggressive enough. Because, not a very Lou Dort stat line, especially with the 1.5 steals. He's a great defender, but he doesn't produce a lot of defensive stats. It's kind of like a Rodman. It's not like it's outrageous for him to get 1.5. I'm just a little surprised. As a power forward, I mean, he fits. He's a defender. He apparently has an A- 3-point shot. You know, it's not bad. They stole San Antonio's old shooting coach. I don't remember what his name is, but I know he's been working with the OKC guys. And I mean, I think this is the year that he came over, and you can see the jump in 3-point percentage. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I do Dort. It'd be nice to have a guy that can shoot and can defend. He's a little short, but the price is right. The age is right. So let's try and get Lugensdort. We'll do 7.5 with a backload. Offer contract. Lugensdort will sign with us. Okay. So now the team has a shooting guard spot, and that's it. So let's find someone who can work with DiBasanta. So we'll do all positions, and I'm just looking at the badges here. I'm just noticing this now. Jay Huff, the reigning most improved player, is sitting on the wire for free here, expecting a minimum contract. Maybe I try and sneak a deal for him. Okay, so I've narrowed it down to 2 for who is going to be DiBasanta's kind of dedicated trainer. I either go with Matisse, who has excellent gold defensive badges, or I go with Malik Beasley, who I signed last offseason, and he has 4 gold shooting badges. Well, bailout's not really a shooting badge, but we're not. Well, they all relate to shooting in a way. Slippery off ball, getting open to shoot, bailout, passing out of a shot. It's interesting. I don't know which one to go with. Malik doesn't really fit our system, but he obviously makes a lot of sense. Thibault fits our system a little bit better. I think I go with Thibault. I would rather DiBasanta be like a true lockdown defender, play up his strengths from college, and we'll go that direction. And I'm going to get him for 4 years or 3.5. I feel like that, maybe 3.25. I feel like that makes sense. And there's Matisse Thibault signing, and the team is now pretty well complete. The only thing that's left is looking at getting rid of Paul Reed and bringing in Jay Huff. Okay, so I used the trade finder, and the only trades that I could get were first round picks for Paul Reed, which is egregious, so I'm not going to take it. Obviously should never happen. So instead, I'm going to offer Atlanta it for a second round pick. That makes a lot more sense. And now I can go into here, and hopefully Jay Huff is still a free agent. Probably should have checked that first. He's not. Fuck. So I simmed today and Jay Huff got signed. So, yeah. So that plan didn't go the way I was hoping. So that's awkward. Let's go ahead and sign Malik Beasley then. You know what? We will put him as a trainer for someone and get something out of this. I could go for a third center, but there's really no one that I like out there. So I'm just going to get Beasley for 2 more years. And yeah, that's a little bit awkward, but these things happen. So this FIBA stuff in the offseason is cool. It's new to me. I'm not so sure where they're getting these player ratings from. I really doubt South Sudan has players that are this stacked. And AJ DiBasanta being Puerto Rican, I'm pretty confident he's not Puerto Rican, but I did download this draft class, so this is whoever's setting it. But this is, this is interesting stuff. I didn't know that you could play as the national teams like this in the off season. It's pretty cool. I'm not going to be again because I'm just the GM. I'm not a player, but yeah, I just happened to notice that AJ was on the Puerto Rican team here. Please don't get injured playing for Puerto Rico. All right, the beautiful start of a new season. Contract extensions. So Jalen Smith will take the minimum for 2 years. I'm going to take it. I doubt it in real life, but I guess he's been a backup for long enough that he's probably just happy with the guaranteed money. So we've locked him up. Isaac Okoro wants to re-sign. I'm not all that interested. I'll be honest, even for $3 million. I'm probably just going to let that one expire. And he's the only guy that I've got that's expiring. So Maybe we look to trade Isaac Okoro here. See what we can get for him. I mean, he's the third string, so whatever we can get. The Cavs will give Nickeil Alexander-Walker for Isaac Okoro back. I guess this is an angle to cut their long-term cost. I mean, Cavaliers must have been devastated by their finish last season if they're willing to do a deal like this. I'm not so sure about that one. So I'm going to take the Cavaliers up on this. I mean, they obviously penetrated Garland in the offseason, so the sell is on. I don't know what they want other than maybe they're trying to get Giannis when his contract expires. I think he's an upcoming free agent. So, I mean, I'll take Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Okay, so here's where the roster stands after that trade. We've got Trae Young as our starting point guard, 88 rated. I thought I remember him being higher rated than that in the offseason. I could be misremembering that. But either way, he's coming in an 88, which is great. Star of the team. His job is to feed our young phenom as much as I can give him. Trey Jones is the backup. I'm perfectly happy with that. Tyler Kolek exists, allegedly. Mikal Bridges, starting shooting guard, 84 rated. Fantastic. Does everything I think we need him to do. I'd assume to 77 now, which is solid. He is our backup shooting guard. And then we've got the two trainers, Malik Beasley and Matisse Thybulle, who can play potentially if things go really wrong. We're a little loaded on shooting guards, I will admit. Small forwards. I'm going to force Nickeil Alexander-Walker to be a backup, and AJ will start, even though Nickeil's technically better than him right now. He just won't be starting over AJ. I won't allow it. And then Herder is back there somewhere, willing to take a shot if need be. Matas is our starting power forward still. I thought maybe Lou Dort would start, but I'll leave that up to the coach. Whichever one of them starts, I'm okay with either one. Matas obviously could use the game time, and he's higher rated. Lou Dort fits really well. So, yeah, however that ends up going. And then Noah, surprisingly, is a 75. So he might turn into an okay player. He's only 19. I'll continue training him. I'll set up that stuff. And then our starting center is Isaiah Hartenstein, who looks like he fell by a rating. Not worried about it at all. The perfect profile to fit on this team. I'm actually pretty optimistic about how this team's going to play out. The weakest part of our starting lineup is going to be AJ, who I'm not worried about at all. And then our backup center is Jalen Smith, who's a 76 and is just okay. Still wouldn't mind a third center, but what can you do? Because none of our power forwards can play it. And it worries me a little. If Hartenstein goes down, we are seriously playing some small ball. Yeah, I'm good with that for now. We'll see how the season goes. Obviously, this team is not trying to be in the lottery, so I'm putting all the effort in, and we'll see how it goes. If you look at our team, we're actually a pretty old team now. You wouldn't expect it from a team that was just tearing it down to rebuild, but we've only got 3 players below 25 years old. And actually, everyone's kind of in a sweet zone because our oldest player is Mikal Bridges, who's 30. So everyone's right in this tight little 25 to 30 window, and that is pretty exciting. Actually, if you don't include Kolek, who's not a realistic option on the team, everyone's between 26 and 30. And there's only one that's 30. So again, a very, very narrow window of ages here. This team is kind of right in their ideal primes, and it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Okay, and then for training, we've actually really only got 3 guys that I care to do a mentorship for. So obviously a ton of options for who they can fit with. I've never had this many free spots, so to say. So AJ is going to get Trae Young. Not a perfect match, but Trey's got versatile visionary, which DeBasantis already almost got the badge for. So that's pretty promising. And Trey's a Hall of Fame guy, so that'll help a lot. And then handles for days. It's only a silver for Trey, but it makes some sense. And then Dimer, he's again almost got bronze. And everyone on my team, I want to have Dimer ideally. So that seems like a decent one. And then Noah, I've given Malik Beasley. Not, again, a great fit. But if he could get set shot, slippery off ball, and Deadeye, I'll take it. Don't know what kind of player I'm going to make out of Noah Essengay, but he's there. He exists. And then Matas got Mikal Bridges for Sifty Shooter, which he's almost got. Challenger, which he's almost got. An off-ball pest, which he's almost got. So I think that'll be a good mentorship, and hopefully he makes the progress on those this year. To go back over the future draft picks, 2027, we only have the Pistons pick. We do not have ours. 2028, we have ours. 2029, we have ours, and that best swap between the Suns and the Mavs. And then 2030, we traded everything. In 2031, we have our pick back. So it is not great, but not empty. We have a first every year. It's something. We have one pick in surplus. Oh no, we don't have one pick in 2030. We have a surplus of 2029. For a team that is starting to think about playoffs, I think this is a decent position to be. Obviously, we'd want more. We could have more if we played it a little bit sketchier. It is what it is. So I'm not changing anything with the coach. I'm going to let the coach play how he wants. I'm only a GM. This is how he wants the team to be. He's got Trey Young starting at 29 minutes. He's got Mikal Bridges at 28. He's playing incredibly conservative with the minutes, really spreading the love. AJ's starting, and he's getting the most minutes on the team, which I like to see. Then we've got Nikhil, Lou Dort, Io, Jalen, and Noah off the bench. So Noah's actually going to play, which I'm a little surprised about. But, I mean, he's not, like, out of it. I didn't think he would make it this far. I did not think he'd be a 75 overall. He's already exceeded my expectations. Is he a C+ yet? He is. And his potential has gone up to match. So again, he could rise to an 80. I have no idea. He doesn't look like it, but he could. B, perimeter defense, and C+. I mean, this guy's like a prototypical small forward. He can do a little bit of everything. Not bad. Not bad. So there is a player there after all. And we're gonna see how this works out. But we got a deep team. Very, very deep team. This is how our cap breakdown looks now. The first year I showed this, a lot of empty spaces on the future years. Now we've got a lot of money committed long term. We've got 4 years of Trey, 3 of Bridges, and a player option that I'm almost sure he's going to take. So 4 years of him, 4 years of AJ, because of course we're taking the team options. 2 of Nikhil, maybe 3. We have a decent idea of how the team could look long term now. It's a complete 180 from last year. The team has shaped up actually really quickly, quicker than I thought. So now the journey begins. Can we get the Chicago Bulls to where they should be? So I've downloaded the 2027 NBA draft class from the same guy that did the 2026 one. Tyron Stokes in this is going second. That would be surprising. Tyron Stokes has been anointed as an elite prospect for a long time. 2K's got him going third. And then NBA.com has him going first. So interesting. No, obviously not going for a top pick this year, but I just thought I would check out who this 2027 class is putting up. I'm not using the auto-generated yet. I probably won't for a couple of seasons. All right, so the fan interest is high. The fans are hyped after a big off season. I would expect in real life it would be closer to 100. I think Bulls fans would be a little bit more pumped for this team. than is being represented, but it's up from last season. We had like 27 early in the year, and then we're up to 78 now. So that's something. We're tied for first in the conference. I won't explain why, but we're tied for first in the conference right now. That's kind of what I would like to see as the year plays out. And we'll see how this first month goes after a little sim. Okay, so fan interest is down after a month. We had a pretty average month, 11 wins, 10 losses, obviously a lot better than last year. We ranked 8th in the conference, so we're kind of exactly where I thought we would be. We're a play-in team. We started out with 3 tough losses, 2 points to the Spurs. AJ DeBasante's debut was 16 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. I'm really surprised he doesn't have more rebounds than that. But he shot well, aside from 3. Played a pretty good game. It was really just a loss of playing guys like Beasley too much. But a tight game. We almost came back. And then Atlanta. The second game for DeBasante did not go quite as well. Didn't shoot as well. But 2 steals and 2 blocks. Kind of shows the kind of guy that we thought we were getting. No fouls. You like to see it. 2 for 13 from Bridges. Absolute butt cheeks. Absolute booty butt cheeks. Game 3, DeBasante, 30 ball. This kid's going to be special. He's going to be special. This is the start of a franchise for us. 30 from him, 27 from Trey, 8 assists, 7 assists from Dikembe Alexander-Walker. Even though it's a loss, you can see the vision is there. Did we get any good wins? We got wins over the Pacers. Well, we did. We got win over the Spurs, who beat us earlier in the year. DeBasante had a bad game, and we still crushed them. They absolutely could not score on us. So that's kind of interesting. How are the stats pages looking? We'll go player stats. So Trey, 27 and 9 so far, shooting 50% from the field. Not so sure about that one, buddy, but that's 2K Sim for you. 44% from 3, hitting 4 of them a game. That's pretty rock solid. Only 80% from the line. DeBasante's also 80% from the line. Not shooting the 3 ball as well. Not shooting anything as well. But 1.7 blocks. The defense is there. His steals are a little bit lower than I would like. But yeah, I mean, so far, 15, 5, and 4. That's solid for a rookie. Yeah. Stoffer's lineup changes, I'm not sold on them, but for right now, the team is functioning as I would expect as far as the results go. So something that's interesting for the team stats, we actually have the second most 3 points made per game in the entire league. And the team that's ahead of us, we're shooting a much better percentage than them. So, this is a team that can shoot. That's promising. We're second in assists. We're not doing quite as well in rebounds, but that's to be expected. We're getting some blocks. This is a nice little team so far. All right, let's see where we're at the deadline. See if we need to make any moves. How in the fuck did Derek Queen win an NBA Cup MVP? Scoring 11 points per game. What happened there? All right, we have been getting absolutely pummeled. You can see closer to the deadline here, we took 6 losses in a row. The team is starting to slip. We're now 10th in the conference, 21st in power rankings. The fans continue to not care about us, even though I'm sure the arena is full. So we need to make some moves here. Let's figure out what's not working. So DeBasante shooting 43% from the field. It's not what you would like. It's not what you would like. He's taking a lot of shots for a guy who's not really hitting them. Mikal Bridges, very hurt. Again, 2K, absolute disregard for this guy's structural integrity. So it looks like Bridges has already missed 17 games, and he's still got 1 to 2 months. So yeah, he's looking like a playoff maybe kind of guy. might be done for the season. Obviously not great. Second best player. Hartenstein is playing perfectly fine. He's given us what we need. We're a little short on rebounds as a team, so maybe that's an area I look to improve. Maybe Matas is the trade. Maybe I get a better rebounding defensive power forward kind of guy. All right, if you want to see something ridiculous, the Houston Rockets are offering us their first overall pick for Matas Buzelis. Again, 2K makes it way too easy on you. He's off to a bad start, to be fair. Only shooting 33% from deep. I mean, I would take this in a heartbeat, but I'm not going to allow myself to take it. Okay, so Phoenix has offered me this deal, and I do think I'm going to take it. It's a little bit of a shame to lose Matas, but we get two more guys in that age range that I seem to love for whatever reason. Lou Dort, he'll be hard to replace because, again, we're slacking on bigs. And Anthony Simons is a six man that is a bit excessive for us. But this lets us trade our backup point guard for potentially a forward, and we'll see. I might add a pick. We don't need to go too hard this year just because AJ is going to grow. But both of these guys are on 3-year, very cheap deals, and I kind of like the future outlooks here. Okay, so I actually got an interesting offer here for Trey Jones, which is Jeremy Sohan, who is somehow on the Clippers. Now, obviously, Sohan should be worth more than Trey Jones. But if you look, Sohan is shooting 38% from the field and is having an absolutely disastrous time. And if I want a guy that's going to be a backup power forward for me, this guy, he could fit the bill. He could fit the bill. So as long as he gets his shooting back to where it was before, I'm totally cool with this. He's just having a disastrous start on the Clippers. So I think I'm going to accept this. Okay, so with those two trades, we look forward to the future. Hopefully Mikal Bridges can come back and we can still sneak into the play-in, maybe the playoffs, and everything's going to be okay. But that should bolster our team, and we didn't have to pay a draft pick to do it. So that's about as good as you can get for a trade deadline. So we will see how the rest of the season goes. We don't have anyone on contract extensions, I don't believe. So I think it's just good to go for a sim from here. Tyler Kolek. No, thank you. Oh, before I go, let's check the award races, see how everyone's doing. Luke is third, Wemby second. Interestingly, no Shea. Rookie of the year, AJ DiVasanta. It's a tight race though. Cameron Boozer, man, those rebounds. He is cleaning up. I'm actually not sure what's got DiVasanta ahead of him. Yeah, he's been a very good player so far. And then Peterson, how did he end up in this sim or in this pack? Horrible two shooting, but I'm more looking for his grades. I mean, that's fair. A- potential. I think that's an A+, but that's just me. So I'm a little bit glad that I didn't take Peterson because I have better expectations for this. But I mean, 14-6 as a rookie is already off to a decent start. Yeah. So, and then Chris Sinak and Nate Amon. So it's the 5 guys that I talked about. It should be the top 5 guys. 6th man of the year, Malik Monk, of course. Poor guy was trapped with us last year, apparently. Now he's flourishing. Nikola Topic. Oh, wow. So I guess that's why OKC could let guys go, is because their rookies are starting to pop off. Defensive player of the year. That list makes a lot of sense. And then most improved player. We don't have a guy up here. It's just Pelicans. Okay. Best player of the year. Oh man, they've got Embiid playing games again. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? So he has missed games, but he's still playing more than Mikal Bridges. So 2K's got to figure that one out. Other than that, though, everything's going pretty well. Yeah, let's see how the rest of this goes. So your Chicago Bulls, with 1 game left in the season, have made quite the charge. You can see we've had a nice group of wins right there. 41-40 heading into the deadline, or heading into the end of the season. I just want to check the award races quickly before the end. So Victor's number 1. Chet Holmgren is the 2nd MVP. I don't know about that one, brother. 3 blocks per game from him is sick. And he's a great player. No, I don't know about 2nd MVP, though. Rookie of the Year, it looks like DiBasanta's going to win it just off the assists, I guess. Because otherwise, Boozer is pretty close with a lot more rebounds. But yeah, it's the same list. I believe the placements are all the same, too. Malik Monk looks like he's set to clean up the 6-man. Wemby is winning the Wemby Award. Most improved player is Jeremiah Fears. Always weird to give it to a really young guy, but it is what it is. I mean, fuck, give it to Chet if he's going to finish 2nd in MVP. And then Clutch Player of the Year, Cade Cunningham. Yeah, I can see it. Okay. Let's finish this up. Let's get the awards named, and then I want to check out some stats. So Wembanyama, DiBasanta, Malik Monk, Victor. Yeah, it is exactly as we thought it would be. Sometimes it changes in the last game. Sometimes those projections aren't quite right. Coach of the Year, Jason Kidd. Yeah, 58 wins. That makes sense. And they don't give me Executive of the Year. I hate this fucking game. OKC did nothing. They just lost some guys and then kept their roster. And this guy gets Executive of the Year. Granted, they won more games than we did. But I took a Chicago Bulls from dirt. Added Trae Young. I convinced Trae Young to sign. And I traded for the guy who probably should be the number 1 draft pick. Or a number 1 draft pick. Gotta feel like I'm Executive of the Year here. I gotta feel like it. And then yeah, Derek Queen won his NBA Cup MVP. First team All NBA. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much the list. Chet gets in, I guess, is the power forward kind of idea because it's a lot of guards. I know it's positionless, but it's a lot of guards. And then second team, yeah. All NBA first team makes a lot of sense. Chet's in there. All NBA second team, Mobley's in there. Was he last year or was he third team? No, he wasn't there at all. I mean, maybe that's why they missed the... Did he play enough games? I'm trying to remember. I think he played enough games to qualify last year, but didn't make any All-NBA team. That's probably one of the reasons they floundered as hard as they did. Josh Giddey, All-NBA second team, of course, because I traded him. How did he do for stats? Jump to a 22-point player, 22, 9, and 9. Yeah, that'll get you second team. Josh Giddey in 2K Sims is undefeated. They also give him 6 more minutes a game, which helps. And then All-NBA third team, Julius Randle continues being goated. Trae Young makes it for the Chicago Bulls. And otherwise, completely uneventful. Defense team, yeah. I mean, I don't even think they vote for these. I think they just write down 5 names and keep them the same forever. The second team was not all centers this year, which is promising. We still need a Bulls representative on here, though. We need an all-defensive player. And then the rookie team, DiBasanta, yeah, it's the 5 that got voted. And then this team makes some sense. Who is this guy? He was picked 30th. Okay. Mikal Brown Jr. ends up making the second team, even though, okay, he recovered a lot. The assists are still not there, but the three-pointer started to come around. So that makes a lot of sense. That's a good result. So your Chicago Bulls are the 7th seed. We face the Charlotte Hornets. We can make this happen. Before then, I want to check the team stats. We end 42-40. We have the 17th best differential in the league. You never want a negative differential. It's not ideal. I think at the deadline it was like -2.5 though, so we clawed back a lot there. Points per game, we had the 16th best offense, and then our defense was 20th. So our defense let us down a little bit there, which is surprising to me because we have good defensive players. But yeah, field goal percentage, we were up there. 3-pointers made, we stayed up there, but not second like we were. 3-point percentage, yeah, just a very average offense. Our players, this is what they look like. So Anthony Simons ends up being a good get. He contributes 20 points per game. That might have been part of what saved our season. It's key to get guys like that. A nice 6th man of the year kind of guy. John Collins also 13 and 6. We need rebounds, so he's very helpful. And they both shot over 50% from the field, which is not realistic for Anthony Simons, but I am glad that it happened. Yeah, you can see he shot 50% last year too. Not so sure about that one. But yeah, he's on our squad now, so I'm happy. Rebounds. It's not good. It's not good. I would really like to get a center that's a dominant rebounder if we can find him. Don't know how we're going to do that. We don't have a lot of money to play with anymore. All of our money is pretty much tied up long term, so it's either we hit in the draft or a miracle sets itself upon us. But I feel pretty good about my AJ pick, rookie of the year. What more can you say? He hasn't gained any badges. He still only has the 5. So I hope that changes over the off season. I would like him to get, I was thinking he'd be at like 8 or 9 by now. But maybe most of that progress isn't during the season. But Mikal Bridges is healthy. So the playoffs, the chance is still there. He played 42 games, but the chance is still there. So let's get into it. Let's get into these shitty playing games. Okay. The winner of this gets into the playoffs. Simulate. Fuck. Okay. So we got trounced. We lost by 4 to the fucking Charlotte Hornets. It's just not what you want. DiBasanta, mid. It's not bad, but man, this guy needs to get some rebounds. He's absolutely killing me on the rebounds. Trae Young, great assists, but where are the points, buddy? We really need you for points. If Trae Young drops 28 here, we fly with this game. Yeah. Really rough. Oh yeah, I forgot. How did Sohan do this season? Let me see. I forgot to check on how good Sohan did this season. So he ends up shooting 40% from the field, so he didn't really improve. But the team did better. So I don't know, maybe he shot 41, 42% for the rest. And he couldn't really claw his way out, but it's something. Hit some threes. Yeah. So we lose. And now we're in the pits. Now we, Oh, I just wanted to sim that game, but I simmed both. And so we won. We killed Washington too. Nice. A better game. DiBasanta didn't break double digits, but did get some rebounds at least. 1 for 7 from deep is not ideal, but 3 steals, 4 blocks. I mean, that could have been the catalyst for what did it. He's the only guy on the team that blocked a shot. And yeah. So we slam Washington. We get in. We're facing Orlando. They probably kill us, but we have playoff experience to lean back on now. We have tasted the good life. It's a huge jump from last year. That's the takeaway. You just want improvement. I don't know how we're gonna really strengthen the team from here unless we can consolidate some talent and maybe get like a big 3 going on with DiBasanta and Trey. But I mean, the future of the team is obvious. It's just how far can AJ DiBasanta take us? It's how long is he going to take to get there as well. But who knows? Maybe we kill Orlando here. So we're going to simulate the round, and it's exactly what you thought it was going to be. It is. DiBasanta had a big game in game 4. Fortunately, he was the only one. And then here, good. I mean, it's clear AJ has quality. It's absolutely clear. In the playoffs, 19 points per game, 6 rebounds, playoff riser, 1.7 steals per game, shot a lot better, could hit some threes. You can see it. It's there. And that's against the number 1 seed too. So I'm feeling good about this team. I am. Even if, it's not right now. I'm feeling good about it. Hey, I'm noticing Trae Young isn't here. I'm still noticing Trae Young isn't here. No wonder we got crushed. We have one guy that gets more than 2 steals or 2 assists. What happened? Trey got hurt. Oh no. I hope it's not bad. Left humerus fracture. Well, that's no freaking good. Oh, he got hurt in the last game of the season and I didn't notice it. Oh no, he got hurt in that. Oh no, he got hurt in the Washington. He got hurt in the Washington qualifier to get in. Oh, I didn't check that box score, I don't think. Oh. Well, yeah, I mean, if I knew we were facing the first seed and we didn't have our best player, I mean, that just makes DiBasanta's effort all the more noble. Like, he went out there as the guy and gave it something, Okay, well, all you can do is build from here. We'll see how the rest of the playoffs go. Paolo Banchero, Eastern Conference MVP. It's a battle of the first seeds. And the Orlando Magic win the championship with Paolo Banchero as the finals MVP. I mean, they blocked the three-peat. Wow. 52 from Paolo in the last game, and it's an absolute blowout. He had more points than Shea and Chet combined. How was Shea's season? I noticed he wasn't an MVP candidate. 30 points per game. So it came back down to earth. And I mean, he was a playoff riser, though. Yeah. Well, what do you say? Congratulations to the Magic. You absolute pricks. Okay, let's begin the offseason. The governor's not happy with this. The governor is happy with this. He's allocated 33 points. So we have 7. I am going to give it to training facility. I want to give it to... Like, I want practice and workouts. I think I take away from the luxury box and I give it to sports medicine because we need sports medicine. We also need arena renovations, but I like this. Player retirements: Kevin Durant, James Harden, Paul George, Jimmy Butler. Big list. The first 3 obviously make it. Butler should make it. Green really should make it. And then I'm not sure. I would bet. I mean, I think it should be 5. I think it should be 5 going in. We will see. Hall of Fame inductees, only 3. They don't give Draymond Green the Hall of Fame. I want to check it real quick. What does Basketball Reference have Dre at? Because in my head, he's a clear Hall of Famer. But yeah, they've got him at 77%. What about Jimmy Butler? So Jimmy Butler is 73%. So yeah, I felt pretty good about those choices. I'm not so sure about this one, 2K, but the Hall of Fame will include those 3. A shorter list of jersey retirements than I thought there was going to be. I was expecting more than this. So the league meetings are here. They have approved decrease the shot clock to 20 seconds. I was going to let some stuff go through. I think this might be one of the ones that I block just because it really gets AIDS with how high the stats get. The shorter shot clock just means more possessions in the game. Pace is faster. It's the way you get guys scoring 40 points a game and, you know, embarrassing all of the historical stats. But maybe I let it go through. Maybe I just stay true to what the GMs want. It doesn't let me vote against it, but it's got too many yeses to matter. You know what? I'm just going to let it go through. This is what the game wants. So we will do that. Draft lottery. Are we in here? We must be. No, we don't have a lottery pick. I forget whose pick we had. Oh, we had an okay pick. Okay, so here is the results of the draft lottery. We have the 21st pick via Detroit. And the Rockets, yet again, have the 8th pick. So, you know, in spite of their continued success. They've also got pick 17. It's a big group. And then the Thunder, who were just in the finals, have the 4th pick. So the rich get richer. The rich get richer. The Nuggets get picked 2. I mean, the Warriors just lost Dre, but they have Steph still. So it'll be interesting, that number 1 pick. Hopefully they go Stokes. I'm curious if Jokic is still on the Nuggets, man. They're getting the 2nd pick. Staff signing, we still have everyone, so I'm just going to keep this the way it is. Okay, so I've taken a look at the combine. There's nothing too interesting to point out here. There's a center here. Of course, I'm looking at centers that has a 41-inch vert, and it can still bench. The scouts kind of like him. They say he's a good athlete with hops, just a guy who looks like a basketball player. And then guy looks like Superman, no question at all about his strength, and could develop into a really good player. He's promising, and he's projected to go undrafted. So I'm kind of interested in him. I've got pick 20 or something. So he's a guy I will look at. There's not really a shooting big in this. I really want a guy that's strong and has good vert though, just for the rebounds. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Nothing, but Jeff Hilliard is piquing my interest, but nothing too important here. Okay, so I've simmed to my pick. I will go over the lottery picks after the draft, but for my pick, I'm looking for a center, and this Malivi Anthony guy, 6'8", so he's not going to be what I need. But he is very highly ranked, which seems kind of promising. He's getting compared to Tyson Chandler. I have no idea how. Capable defender in the low post, has a knack for blocking shots, and boxes out well and finds. Like, how is he doing this at 6'8"? Especially with a mediocre vertical. I'm very skeptical. What stats did he put up in college? So he's 22, and his stats in college were horrible. I mean, not horrible, but horrible. Like 36% from the field. 2.5 blocks is okay, but in college, it's not that crazy. And 11.5 rebounds, it's okay, but it's not that crazy. So yeah. So I've gone over the group, and there's really no one I'm not interested in. The 7'1" guy looks okay, but when you're a starter / bench comparison, it's not looking great. I think I'm going to go for the guy who I originally looked at, Jeff Hilliard, who had that crazy good combine. 7 feet tall. He's got decent weight, and he's a massive wingspan guy. He's only a C-, but I think he's going to be the answer. None of these guys I know anything about their badges, so I think Hilliard is the answer. Does he have the longest wingspan? He does. I'm doing it. I'm taking Jeff Hilliard, and we will see how he is. Shot, erasing, lob threat. Sounds great next to Trae Young. So we're at the draft summary. The number 1 ends up being Alfred Rodman, who I believe is a fake player. I don't think this is Dennis Rodman's kid, even though I think I've heard he has a lot of them. I don't believe this is Dennis Rodman's kid, and I don't believe this is a real player. I don't know that much about the 2027 class, though. I really only know about Tyron Stokes. He goes second to the Nuggets, so I'm sure Jokic will be happy. And after that, none of these guys hit 80, so how much can you say about them? I'm really curious how the game rates the guy that we picked, though, and we will find out during the sign the prospect on the next screen. All right, our man Jeff Hilliard is here, 69 overall, 23 years old. It's going to be a rough path for him to get into the league. He's going to have to improve very quickly. Some of these guys can have, I forget what the game calls it internally, but it's kind of like a designated prime. So if his is late and he's kind of a late bloomer, this could still be a good player. But it's obviously not looking great now. But pick 21, that is my lucky number. We are going to see if he pans out. Team player options. We will take Noah. We won't take Tyler. That makes sense. Jokic declines his option. Giannis declines his option. Karl Anthony Towns declines his option. So there is a juicy free agent pool here. Yeah. It's a lot of team options, but cool. So I'm curious where you guys are going to go. Qualifying offers, we don't have any. That's good. Who can we take? Who is affordable? RJ Barrett? Yeah, I don't know if these sliders are right. They need a little tweaking. RJ Barrett should not be expecting $9 million. He shouldn't be expecting as much as he's going to get in real life, but he should not be expecting $9 million. I'm obviously going to try and take a stab at him. I'd like Pajemski, but RFA makes it harder. There's some good players here. No bigs, though. I need an RJ Barrett of the center category. And let me look at my roster real quick and just see what kind of positions we need. So a third point guard wouldn't hurt. We're okay on shooting guards. We're okay on small forwards. We're really okay on power forwards. Yeah. I mean, I don't even think we have room on the team, do we? No, so Tyler Kolik's spot got filled up by Hilliard, so we actually don't have any space on the team. Okay, so I tried to do a trade find for Jeremy Sohan. Atlanta wanted to give me 2 unprotected firsts for him, and that's obviously ridiculous. I mean, even 1 first for Sohan is kind of ridiculous, but his contract is good, and I mean, maybe they see a player in there. I will accept 1 first, but 2 just felt cheesy, so we will go through with that. That gives us room to sign one of these guys, and I would really like for it to be RJ Barrett, I think. I'm offering RJ a lot of money. I'm doing it as a flat contract. I mean, I say a lot of money. It's a lot less than he deserves, but it's more than he's asking for. And I'm hoping he'll sign, and then we can shift around some player positions and figure out how he fits onto the roster, because he really doesn't. Man, look at this free agent class. Jokic, Wemby, Giannis, Steph, Towns, Eamon Thompson, Brandon Miller. I mean, all these guys are getting signed, I pray. If not, then the sliders have been a massive failure. But this is a highly, highly anticipated year in real life for exactly this reason. All these guys' contracts are ending, and teams are trying to sign deals based on not having money guaranteed past this year so that a bunch of different teams can bid on these guys. And yeah, I mean, Lucas signed his extension, or he would have been in this too, I believe. Yeah, we have no money, so we can't be involved. But hopefully we get RJ Barrett. And he agrees. So Tyler Kolik, his rights get renounced. We'll go through with that, and I'm going to figure out how the team looks. Okay, so it's time to dump a shooting guard because I've moved RJ to be the backup too. Io is going to be the one. He just makes the most sense. And I've got an offer here for a first round pick. Again, a first round pick for Io is a heavy price. Back in 2000, this would have been a complete no-brainer for the team trading a pick, but picks have gone up in value since then. But I would still say with Io's contract that, I don't know, maybe Portland can make some sense of this. At a certain point, it does get exhausting trying to fight with the computer on how fair it can be. But I think I've been pretty fair over most of this, other than the trade with the Kings. That was ridiculous. But this, it's bad, but it's not that bad. I'm taking it. Okay, so my man Jay Huff is once again a free agent, but he's only got a half-star system fit. So Michael Stauffer's not all that excited about him joining the team. I'm not all that excited about Nick Richards joining the team, but the coach is. So I am thinking about it. He does get rebounds. He plays, an element of defense. It's not like a strong point for him. But, I mean, how many elite options can I have here? Andre Drummond is on the market for a rebounder. But, it's classy Charles Bassey as far as a post defender goes. I mean, he's not even so bad. He's a 73 with the injury, if I'm right. Maybe Charles Bassey's not a bad idea here. Oh, man. These are G League stats. I thought I found the guy. I was like, what do you mean he's averaging 20 rebounds a game? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's probably not Charles Bassey, even though the grades are there. I might go with Nick Richards just because the coach is excited. If the coach is excited, I'm excited. In real life, I could think about Vukcevic here if I needed shooting, or I would think about Goga Batadze. This isn't real life. This is 2K. So I'm signing Nick Richards if he'll join. I'll only do 1 year. Get some flexibility for next. He does sign, and so we're free. Dobby is a free elf, and all of the top guys have signed. So now I want to see where. Social media. Well, the Rockets got Isaiah Stewart. Scoot's going to the Clippers. Michael Porter Jr. signed a minimum deal. Huh? Why is this guy signing for the minimum? These sliders aren't it, man. They're just not it. Michael Porter Jr. is definitely not a minimum player. Much as he might not be like a fantastic player. The Nuggets get Josh Hart. I mean, they got a squad going on over there, assuming the big guy came back. I'm just scanning for names here. Zach LaVine. Steph Curry joining the Nets on a 1-year, $52 million deal. Dame goes to the Hawks. The Blazers get Brandon Miller. Wow. Victor goes back to the Spurs. $280 million. Town stays with the Knicks. Dick stays with the Raptors. Equally big news. The Knicks kept getting it too. Jokic re-upped with the Nuggets. Giannis chose to stay with the Bucks. So not a lot of big movement. Okay, so I can't find a 2028 class of rookies. So I'm just going to start auto-generating. It's a little earlier than I thought it was going to be, but we are at that point now. And it's time to see how our roster's doing in the new year.